Hey you guys, we are the Scopies. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Graham.
And today we're going to be talking all about Aperture. We're going to talk about what it is, what it does, and why you should care about Aperture. And by the end of this video, you will know everything that you need to know about that little or big hole in your lens that we call Aperture.
So what is an aperture?
Yeah.
Aperture is, like Ashley said, it's just a hole in your lens. Every camera, going back to the beginning of the history of cameras, really controls two things. One is time, how much time we're exposing our camera or our sensor or our media to light. And the second one is how much light we're letting into our camera. So time and light, that's all that we control. And an aperture is just a way to control light, how much light is entering our camera. So every lens has a hole in it called an aperture. Most of the time, that aperture is variable in size. So you can make that hole smaller, you can make that hole bigger, controlling how much light you let into your camera.
Yeah, you can think of it kind of like an eyeball, right? When your eyeball is more closed, less light. When your eyeball is really super wide open, more light.
Yeah, or like the pupil in your eye. Mm-hmm. It actually contracts when we're in a really bright area, right? Mm-hmm. Like when we walk outside, we have a really small pupil. Mm-hmm. When we walk back inside into a dark room and that pupil gets really big. Mm-hmm. If you've ever had your eyes dilated, you've seen how big your pupil can get, right? So same thing with a aperture in your lens. Let's see if I can get this.
Yeah, there it is.
So when I change this aperture setting on my lens, that you can see that hole getting smaller, so letting less light in, and getting bigger, letting more light in. Now, aperture is measured in f-stops. That's a term that you'll hear when people are referring to aperture, and a lot of times people use those terms interchangeably, aperture or f-stop. F-stop is just an indication of whether that hole is big or small, but it's a world of opposites. So when you have a really big number, like f16, for example, this lens goes all the way up to f16, you can see that hole is really small. Yeah. When you have a small number, f1.4, that is a very large aperture, a very large hole in the camera. Now, that can be kind of confusing, but there's an easy way to remember how that works, and that is by understanding the concept of depth of field. And depth of field is a term that refers to how much of your photo is going to be in focus. So if you broke your photo up into planes, right? If Ashley and I are on one plane in this photo, in this video, and that wall back there is another plane, depth of field would be how we measure how much of that is going to be in focus, right? So if I have a very shallow depth of field, then only me and Ashley are going to be in focus. Everything behind us is going to go into bokeh, or it's going to be unfocused.
Yeah, absolutely. And that can kind of be a creative choice, right? Some people choose their f-stop, their aperture, solely based on what they want their depth of field to be, solely based on if they want everything in their photo to be really crisp and sharp and in focus, or if they want this great fall off, right? Where only their subject is in focus and everything else is blurry and light and bokeh, like Graham was saying.
Yeah. So if you want a very shallow depth of field, if you want just let's say you're taking a photo of your dog and you want just your dog's eye to be in focus and you want everything behind him to go out of focus, then you would use a low f-stop number. Big hole, low f-stop number, shallow depth of field. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to capture, let's say you're at a soccer game, maybe you're photographing your kid playing soccer, and you want to get your kid who's standing close to you in focus, but you also want everything behind. You want to see that entire field behind your child, then a high f-stop number, a small hole, a long depth of field would be what you want. So that is the basics of aperture.
Exactly. And aperture is one of the three most important variables in photography, in knowing how to shoot in manual, really being in the driver's seat of the decisions that you're making, not letting your camera make those decisions for you. So it's part of that exposure triangle. You have aperture, you have ISO, and you have shutter speed. And we'll talk about the other two in other videos, but just wanted to let you know that aperture is a part of that exposure triangle. It's a really important variable when trying to figure out how the heck to use your camera well.
Yes. So if you're trying to figure out how to use your camera well, we put together a resource just for you. It's called Manual Bootcamp. And the first step in that is something we put together just for free. It's a free manual cheat sheet. So if you go to manualbootcamp.com, we'll link it down in the comments below. That'll take you to the page where you can download that free cheat sheet, and it'll kind of walk you through each of these 3 important settings and how to use them and how they interrelate to one another. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. We would love to answer those for you. We're also going to use those questions to build the future of our YouTube channel. So we will take your questions and we will make videos specific to those on our channel. Make sure to hit the little subscribe button so that you're aware of every time that we post a new video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Awesome.